I'm here with Jeff Kean, Executive Director of Woodland Opera House.
Thank you, Alex.
It's great to meet with you, Jeff. So you've been here, what, 16 years?
16 plus. This is my 17th season we're just embarking on right now.
Now I understand Woodland Opera House is the thing to do in Woodland.
Well, it's certainly the anchor of downtown. So yeah, I guess when you're talking about entertainment here, the bowling alley just closed, so we're it.
Now how long has it been, I know this was built in the 1800s, but how long has it been the central entertainment
Well,
capital of this town?
it was closed for many years, and it was saved from the wrecking ball in the early 70s. And then the people in town embarked on a very long process of getting it renovated, and it reopened full-time in 1989. So, what is that, 23 years? And that was really kind of the renaissance of downtown Woodland. When they finished the renovation of this building, it sparked some other things. They cleared off some areas for some pedestrian and park area, and buildings have been renovated since then.
So to what degree is the Woodland Opera House the key to the Woodland local economy?
Well, my board president at our award ceremony last month made an interesting point to the audience. He said, I want you to imagine downtown Woodland without the Opera House. Restaurants tell me all the time they can tell when we have a show because their business just picks up like crazy. It generates foot traffic. And in fact, we're angling to open a second space downtown Woodland that would house our children's program, but also have other kinds of events that we could then operate virtually every weekend of the year. So I think that we're absolutely essential for the downtown Woodland economy, and I can't give you figures. It's hard to track that kind of thing.
But if it were to disappear, it would really
If we were to close, I think that you would find downtown would become a ghost town very quickly.
Speaking of that, we'll have to talk about some ghost stories.
Yes,
That's
of course.
Kind of the rumor here that there's a ghost here, but let's save that for another segment. I want to focus more on what you do here. What kind of shows do you have here?
Well, it's a multi-purpose kind of situation. It's a really nice house for actors, so we do plays, musicals, things like that. But it's also a very nice concert hall. We seat 450, so it's a good size. As you can see, it's not a particularly large auditorium. We have a nice balcony. Acoustically, it's very nice, so musicians love playing here. So we bring in concerts when we have open dates. We also do classes here. We have civic events here, award ceremonies. People actually get married here. In fact, I just got a call yesterday for someone who wanted to get married here.
Okay.
So whatever I can do to get people into the seats.
So this is the meeting place, the kind of like a conference center or a convention center.
Yeah, some of our local companies do that have a large number of employees often do training sessions here. If you need 400 plus seats, this is it, really, Woodland. There are other places which have meeting rooms which are available, but they don't seat that many people. So we accommodate any of the large crowds.
Ordinarily, isn't it the plays, like Broadway plays, that attract the most people here?
Yeah, oftentimes we sell out concerts, depending if they have a local angle, but in general, yes, the large musicals are the most popular. Those are the anchors of our season. We do a main stage and a family series season, and the musicals are always the anchors of that.
What have been some of the more successful ones here?
Well, recently we had great success with South Pacific. We did White Christmas, of course that's going to be popular. We have done some lesser known shows that have turned out, right now we're running a production of The Drowsy Chaperone, which is not a particularly well-known show, but is doing very well just by word of mouth. It's a kind of a silly, funny show, just pure entertainment. But we take on some of the harder ones too. One of our most successful shows ever was West Side Story. My Fair Lady has done very well. And then we do some of the off stuff. We did a production of Stephen Sondheim's Assassins a few years ago, and it was very well received, which surprised the heck out of me. I thought it was just going to be a cute little summer show that we put on for the actors and nobody will come, but people really responded to it. And then we dabble in the classics from time to time. We've done some Tennessee Williams and some Arthur Miller. You can't hang a season on them, but we have a solid core of theater lovers who like to see some more challenging things too. So we're trying to walk that tightrope between being totally commercial and offering things that our actors want to do, the challenges that will make them interested in coming back.
Is it seasonal, or do certain seasons do better than others?
Everything does well except the summer. So our focus mainly in the summer classes, training. We do a Showbiz Kids thing where different groups, ages, do a 4-week intensive camp, and then they do a performance at the end of that. This year we're also looking at putting on a fully realized show with our high school, college age kids who have kind of moved out of our training program. They've taken the classes and they're ready to move on to the next step, which would be a complete production. So we want to add that into our repertoire. But in past summers, I've tried everything. I've done melodramas, I've done Shakespeare, I've done big musicals, and nothing seems to draw a big crowd in the summer.
Could it be the weather, like it's too hot outside for people to get out of their homes?
That's a possibility. People are very busy in the summer. Yeah, it's also, when it's 105 out, you don't think about going to the theater. Mm-hmm. So we have to adapt our programming to suit what our customers want, just like anyone else, like any other business.
Does the revenue just come from the paying customers, or do you rent out the hall?
We do rent the hall. It's not a large source of income for us, but it does keep the auditorium active when we're not doing a show, when we're in production or rehearsal. We have some regular customers who come every year. We have a local folklorico dance troupe that does their recital here every year, always very well attended. We do rentals for some other fundraisers for other nonprofit groups. We partner with them to do fundraisers. So we're available for almost any kind of appropriate kind of production here. And to be, I don't want to give you the impression I get a bunch of inappropriate requests, but this is a state historical park.
Sure.
It's owned by the state of California. We operate it under like a concessionaire agreement.
Okay.
We operate it, we take care of it, we maintain it. It doesn't cost the state anything. That's why they like us so much. They don't have to put any money into it. We take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's pretty classy.
We have to keep that in mind when we're doing programming, that our focus is not to offend people or to put on controversial things that are going to cause problems. The state would, quite rightly, object to that. We're to program in the interests of the community is part of our charge. That and to maintain the building as a historical treasure. We have a little bit different focus than some nonprofit theater groups do, because the building itself is one of our major selling points, and it's something that we take very seriously about maintaining the historical accuracy of the building and not tearing into. 1896 was this one, the first theater on this site, which we'll talk to about when we get to the ghost part. There was a theater on this site that burned,
okay,
and then it was rebuilt in 1896,
okay,
the way you see it now.
All right. We will talk more about that in the upcoming segments.